From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeau, and this is your News 8 Daily for Wednesday, November 12th. We're starting out in the 30s. Honestly, it feels so much better than the last few days, and it's going to continue to get better. Mostly sunny today, seasonable temperatures. That means a high of around 55 degrees. Hey, we will take that, and we're going to warm up even more as the week goes on.
What can 160 years of experience teach you about the future? When it comes to protecting what matters, Pacific Life provides life insurance, retirement income, and employee benefits for people and businesses building a more confident tomorrow. Strategies rooted in strength and backed by experience. Ask a financial professional how Pacific Life can help you today. Pacific Life Insurance Company, Omaha, Nebraska, and in New York. Pacific Life and Annuity, Phoenix, Arizona.
Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. When it comes to what kind of romance you're into, you don't have to choose just one. Fancy a dalliance with a duke, or maybe a steamy billionaire. You could find a book boyfriend in the city and another one tearing it up on the hockey field. And if nothing on this earth satisfies, you can always find love in another realm. Discover modern rom-coms from authors like Lily Chu and Ali Hazelwood, the latest romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros, plus Regency favorites like Bridgerton and Outlander. And of course, all the really steamy stuff. Your first great love story is free when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
Happening today, the House could vote on a spending bill to end the government shutdown. The Senate passed the stopgap measure earlier this week. It would fund the government through January 30th. Amy Kiley tells us how quickly it could impact SNAP food benefits and flights.
If the government reopens, how long will it take for things to get back to normal? Many are asking that question now that the shutdown appears close to ending. Today, the House is set to vote on a stopgap funding bill that's already through the Senate. The president is signaling he'd sign it. If that happens, officials say SNAP benefits could resume promptly.
It appears that we're on a glide path up in Washington where the SNAP benefits will be fully honored, hopefully by the end of this week.
That's likely a relief for the more than 40 million Americans who rely on SNAP for food.
I'm trying to do my best to shield my daughter from how concerned I am, but at the same time, she is seeing the difference in our cupboards. She's seeing the difference in her meals.
The timeline for air travel returning to normal is less certain. The FAA is still forcing flight cancellations due to air traffic controller shortages. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says they'd get 70% of their back pay within 48 hours of the government reopening. But
I'm concerned that we're not going to have on day one controllers come back into the towers right away.
Duffy says he'll rely on data to decide when the FAA can lift shutdown-related flight restrictions.
We're trying to manage risk in the system to make sure people fly and fly safely.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
The Supreme Court has extended its order to block full SNAP payments. The ruling last night was 3 sentences long, had no explanation, and it expires at midnight tomorrow. Some states, such as Indiana, are only paying out partial SNAP benefits until the government reopens. As for flights, people traveling could face delays at airports for several days, even if the government reopens. The FAA is reducing even more air traffic due to air traffic controller staffing levels. Yesterday, our team went back to the Indianapolis airport to check with people flying.
I had a cancellation on my flight here on Friday, so that was interesting. And then me and all my coworkers came here to Indy for work, and I'd say maybe 30% of the group didn't make it here at all just because of all the shutdowns from New York, Detroit, Vermont, a bunch of different places.
So far today, FlightAware says 10 flights are canceled into or out of Indianapolis, and more than 800 flights are canceled across the U.S. Still early, though. That number has increased every day. We've made it easy for you to track canceled flights at the Indianapolis airport and get advice on what to do if your flight is canceled. Just go to wishtv.com, look in the As Seen On section, and find this story. It has all the information you need. Indianapolis police are asking for your help solving 3 separate homicides. They all happened yesterday within a span of a few hours. News 8's Garrett Berquist talked to police as they beg people to find safe ways to resolve conflict.
None of those 3 homicides are connected, but they all share a common thread: an inability to resolve disputes peacefully. The first happened just before 4 a.m. on Gale Street. Police arrived to find a man with gunshot wounds. Paramedics pronounced him dead at the scene.
The only thing that we do know is that it was a disturbance between these 2 individuals, so we don't believe anyone in the neighborhood's in any danger at this time, and that this is an isolated incident between these 2 individuals.
That began a violent Tuesday on the east side. The second came just more than an hour later on Oxford Street. Police say that person was awake and breathing when officers arrived, but later died. Then, just after noon, someone shot a man on Fletcher Avenue.
This appears to be between 2 people who knew each other, who could not resolve their conflict with words and turned to guns. And unfortunately, that violence has again plagued our city this morning.
So far, police don't have any suspects in those shootings. Officers detained someone for questioning in the Fletcher Avenue shooting. They say they're still figuring out how they were involved, if at all. Higgins says for each shooting, detectives are looking for witnesses as well as any security camera video neighbors might have.
All 3 of these incidents could have been stopped had people just walked away, had people found somebody to mediate their argument, had somebody found a resolution that didn't involve a firearm. And we don't have to use a firearm to solve these issues. We can talk, we can have conversations. Turn to your churches, turn to your community centers.
IMPD says this brings us to 143 homicides for the year. That is down from last year when there had been 186 homicides by now. I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
This morning, we're working to find out the name of a man involved in a police chase and crash in Carmel. Police say they were patrolling near 96th and Keystone yesterday when they tried to pull over a stolen car. Officers say the driver took off. Then police forced the car to stop with a pit maneuver. Officers say the driver tried to run but was caught. So far, police have only said the suspect is from Indianapolis. Canada has lost its measles elimination status this week. While the U.S. has not lost its measles elimination status yet, rising cases and declining vaccinations are a top concern for public health officials here. Mandy Gaither reports.
In Canada, as of last month, more than 5,000 cases of measles were reported for the year. That's more than twice as many as the previous 25 years combined, and has led to the loss of the country's measles elimination status. Some worry the status in the United States isn't far behind.
We have seen quite the dramatic increase in measles really across the North America.
Dr. Keisha Davis with the American Academy of Family Physicians says measles is a serious respiratory illness characterized by a sore throat, high fever, cough, and a rash on the body. Serious complications in severe cases include pneumonia, brain swelling, even death, and the virus is highly contagious.
9 out of 10 people that are exposed to someone with measles, if they are not vaccinated, 9 out of 10 of them are expected to contract measles. That's quite a high number.
The latest CDC data reports 1,681 confirmed measles cases in the U.S. this year as of November 4th. Of those, 92% were unvaccinated or had an unknown vaccination status.
It's very concerning that we are seeing this illness to be on the rise, especially when we know that there are very simple steps that can be done to prevent it.
Davis says vaccination against measles is the best protection. It's typically given to children between 12 and 15 months of age, with the second dose given at 4 to 6 years old.
We really do encourage folks to get that vaccine.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Sports now. Hoosiers hold firm, and Notre Dame is on the rise in the latest college football playoff rankings. IU remains number 2 behind Ohio State in this week's rankings. Notre Dame jumped up 1 spot, now is 9th in the new poll. In Pacers Watch, the team has a new look, but the same result as the Pacers lose their 5th game in a row. TJ McConnell returned from a hamstring injury for his first game of the year last night in Utah. Team also debuted the new City Edition uniforms against the Jazz. Pascal Siakam led the Pacers with 27 points, but defense could not stop the Jazz as they ran away with the 152-128 win. Final game of the team's Western Conference road trip is tomorrow. Pacers face the Suns in Phoenix. USA Gymnastics has named a new leader. Indianapolis-based organization announced Kyle Albrecht is the next president and CEO. Most recently, he worked for Major League Soccer as the general manager of MLS Next. That's the league's youth development program. Current leader of USA Gymnastics is stepping down at the end of this year. PBS is getting a funding boost from the work of Bob Ross. 3 original paintings by the iconic television artist who filmed The Joy of Painting in Muncie were auctioned off last night to support public television stations. The paintings sold for more than $650,000. American Public Television organized the sale and says all of the proceeds will benefit public broadcasting. It comes after Congress eliminated more than $1 billion of federal funding for the Corporation of Public Broadcasting in July. Auction was the largest release of Ross originals ever offered to the public. President of Bob Ross Inc. says she got the idea after seeing 2 privately owned paintings sell for a lot of money earlier this year.
Came up with this idea, no idea whether it would work or not, but little by little put the pieces together and decided really kind of a great idea. And I decided it's probably something Bob would have decided to do if he was still here. So that was like, okay, I'm doing it.
The Joy of Painting aired for 11 years on PBS. Recently, it has found new life on social media and streaming platforms. Bob Ross died in 1995. The price tag for an average wedding has gone up nearly 20% in 5 years. That brings the cost to about $33,000, according to Wedding Marketplace, The Knot. Experts say costs are expected to rise even more thanks to tariffs. Roughly 20% of vendors say the tariffs have caused their prices to go up for items including dresses, rings, and even the ingredients in a cake. Experts say one way you can make your day special and cheaper is just eloping. Food for thought. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on Wish TV and wishtv.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.